So I met Scott Perry a couple times when he was here, Jason, and he couldn't have been a nicer guy. And in his short tenure here, he really was, whereas Vlade was more of the relationship, ambassador type. Scott was the behind the scenes guy and is very much respected around the league. As you mentioned earlier, I thought it was an excellent point. Managed to deal with James Dolan for the better part of 5 years in the fishbowl that is New York. What I'm about to say has absolutely zilch to do with Scott Perry. And as a matter of fact, I just complimented him like 6 times. Scott Perry may be the next, the second coming of Jeff Petrie and Jerry West and whoever else you want to throw in there. But my problem is this was your search. Like, you don't even have a first round pick this year, so it's not like you have the draft around the corner. I understand that they need stability and they've got Sabonis and DeRozan and all this stuff to figure out. I do get it. I understand that logic, but it's kind of like what I said very earlier in the program. If it was me, and I think I'm right here, I think a lot of people would agree. I'm looking for the best of the best. I'm looking for somebody that has a proven track record. I'm starting at Sam Presti and I'm working my way from him to RC Buford and on down the line. Would I rather seen perhaps David Griffin, who's out there as a candidate? Probably. But I can understand that. And I'm not even saying you don't eventually land on Scott Perry. Sure, great, awesome. But why not bring in, why would it not behoove you as the owner and whoever else is in the brain trust room to at least spend a week flying in or flying out some of the greatest basketball minds and have them all give you their pitch for what they would do if they took control of the team? Because you never know. You're basically, in doing that, Jason, you're getting a free hour to 2 hours of consultant work from some tremendously intelligent people. And maybe you don't hire the guy, but you maybe bring in some ideas and go, I didn't think of that. Oh my God, maybe I do that. Maybe you interview somebody and they just blow you away with something that makes sense. And this seems indicative of what they've done so many times, which is, hey, I like that player. He's good. Let's go get him. Oh, hey, I know this guy who ties back to the Vlade era, who's been hanging around, it just all seems a little incestuous to me. And that's my issue. It really has nothing to do with Scott Perry, who I wish all the luck in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I'm thinking about this, maybe the one area I would look at this, I don't even know if it's positive, but just that I appreciate what has been done is, to me, it feels like the work had been done. I don't think this was, hey, they fired a dismissed Monty last night and talked to Scott Perry this morning and they came to an agreement. I think this has been in the works. But it goes back to the question, should they have talked to a much larger pool? That might be true, but also, is that pool available? Not in the fact that other guys are not working. It's the fact that, are they interested in being here? And I think that to me is kind of intrigues me, is how small, Dave, is the pond now of people, just based on what has happened in Sacramento the better part of 10, 15 years.
And I hate that I'm at the point right now where I'm forced to think, okay, well, is one of the reasons Scott Perry was hired because was it said to Scott, hey, we'll give you the job, but are you cool with keeping Doug? We'll see in the next couple of days. If that's the case, I'm sure it's going to be, I've watched, and by the way, this is also all respect to Doug, and I'd be fine with him keeping the job. I refuse to see Doug Christie scapegoated as we just move down the line of circa 2002 superstars to scapegoat them. I refuse to blame Doug, who is not perfect for what's happened. But my God, are we picking the coach before the general manager? Is the GM getting the job in part on the condition that he keeps Doug and Doug goes out and gets his own assistant base? It just for me, you got Bob Myers out there, you've got David Griffin, you've got people that are currently in jobs that maybe want to move. That happens all the time. And Jason, you're 100% right. They didn't fire Monty last night and go, oh, hey, Scott, let's do a phone interview real quick. Oh my God, you blew me away. You've got the job. Like, this is obviously something that has been in the works for a while now. So one of two things is almost certainly the case, Jason. Either A, you empowered a general manager that you had a very good idea would not last the rest of the season, or would not last to next season. You empowered him to take your most valuable trade piece, who you alienated through your own ineptitude within the franchise. You empowered him to make that move, which has been roundly made fun of, and rightfully so. Or you overruled your general manager. You orchestrated the move, or at least pressured him into making the move. And now you're bringing in another guy who, God forbid, you're also going to be orchestrating as well. And if Kings fans are worried about that, they have every right to worry about that, because that's what past history has said.
Yeah, very, very true. And I think that's kind of where the crux of a lot of this is. As much as last night was frustrating the way they lost, it's more of what's being reported and coming out about the way the team is being operated that makes you feel like, why would anything change going forward? Even if they get the best draft pick, whatever that is, or made the best trade, or made the best free agency moves, can they win with the way it's being operated? And right now that would suggest no, right? I mean, one playoff season in 19 years isn't all this group, but a lot of it is. The majority of it is. And it's really frustrating to watch.
I'll take this last minute because you and I both had planned on previewing the Kings in Memphis tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And obviously that's not the case. So I am doing the show from New Orleans, as I have been all week. I will be on a plane tomorrow morning. Jason, you will be continuing the conversation with Kings fans in a much more, I'm sure, calm and rational way. If I'm being honest, I probably need to just check out for a few days anyways on this. And in the next segment, I'm going to skip that because we're going to Commander's Palace, Jason. And
there you go.
We got a little time confusion here. So our reservations are in 20 minutes and we're 10 minutes away. So you're nice enough to do celebrity birthdays and of course talk to Alan. And
wow, you are pulling an Alan.
I am 100%. Yeah,
missing the crossover because you have lunch plans.
Wings.
I'm bailing out early. But I will say this is when, and I'll take us to break here. I will say is my closing dramatic thought. First off, there's a ton of you in the YouTube chat and watching, and we can see the numbers, and we really appreciate you showing up and us all being together. I know everybody on the show, we are all look, real life is real life, but we spend a lot of time and effort and God knows what else on this team. I'd love to give you platitudes and say we'll get it right, we'll get there someday. I truly believe we will, because what else could I possibly believe? But you deserve better. You have fought through sports hell and back again. You mean the absolute world to me and to so many people. Friends have been made in this fan base. Marriages have happened because of this fan base. Kids have been born within this fan base. You just deserve so much better. And I know it's not my place to do it, but I am so sorry for all this crap. And I hope that one day we're sitting here and we're working towards a title and things are great. And we're lighting beams, doing whatever the hell the gimmick is. And we look back and we're able to say, oh, well, those bad times made them even better. I really hope that day comes. So until then, we'll all be here together as long as we can be. And yada, yada, and yada. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Jason and Alan with celebrity birthdays and crosstalk. I will see you all Monday. I would say light the beam, but Beam's dead till at least October. Jason, Chris, thank you so much. We'll see y'all on Monday for me. Jason and Alan back next. Bye-bye now.
You never know what